everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm Ashley and this is the introduction to my very first project pan. I have never done a project pan before and I will definitely go out on a limb here and say this is probably going to be ambitious. Because I've never done one before, I'm not exactly sure what to expect of myself, so this could be awesome, or there is more than likely going to be areas where I totally fail, but I'm still extremely excited to do this. So my project pan is going to be a little bit twofold. So I do have 18 products that I do want to try to, if not complete, but at least hit pan on in the year 2018. But also I'm going to be keeping track of the dollar amount of my empties. And I'm doing this because I kind of want to see, if my spending is being at all balanced out by what I'm using. So what I'm using is kind of my benchmark is every year I hit platinum on the rewards program at Ulta. I also hit VIB Rouge at Sephora. So I want to kind of see if I'm justifying myself, I guess. I don't know. So I'm going to try to first hit the platinum status in my empties at Ulta, which is $450. And then if I hit that, then I really want to try for the Rouge status at Sephora, which is $1,000. I think that that would be extremely exciting to look back and say, yes, you used $1,000 worth of products. So to kind of overview that part real quick, I'm going to be using for my dollar tracking what I actually spent on the product. So if it's something that I purchased on sale, then that's what I'm going to use in my figures. I'm not going to go with the retail value because that's not tracking what it is that I'm interested in seeing. Also, if it's something that came in a set, as you may know if you've watched any of my videos, I am a sucker for the Sephora favorite kits. So you get a big discount on a lot of those products. So when those types of products come up that I've gone through, then essentially what I'll do is I will more than likely take the value of the set as a whole and then divide it by how many products are in there to come up with my total. What I haven't yet decided is how I'm going to treat products that I've gotten out of a subscription box. So currently I have subscriptions to Ipsy, to Sephora Play, and BoxyCharm. Spoiler alert, I also just signed up for the Allure box to see how I like it. So I'm not sure how I'm going to deal with those quite yet. I don't know, I guess it depends on how desperate I get. I don't know. So that's going to be a really interesting journey for me, I think. I'm going to be putting those dollar amount totals in my empties videos, and then when I do my project pan updates, I'm just going to show you my progress so that it doesn't become overwhelming. So as far as the 18 products that I'm going to be putting in my project pan, most of these are a little bit older in my collection that I would like to work through, and then other ones are just to see if I can do it. So for instance, I have never, at least that I can remember, I have never hit pan on an eyeshadow ever. I just have so much in my collection that even with regular rotation and use, I just never get through anything. And so I really want to challenge myself to try to hit pan on something. So let me go ahead and stop rambling and I'm going to get into the products. So the first is a hair care product. This is my Briogeo Rosarco Blow Dry Perfection and Heat Protectant Cream. I forget to use this. I've got a leave-in conditioner that I use, but I forget to use this and I really want to go through it. Briogeo is an awesome brand. This came in one of my BoxyCharms. So I do want to use it. It is a very natural formula, so I know it is something that will expire. So right now, I don't know if you can see the little mark right here. I'm going to try to insert close-ups since I know that my lighting isn't always the greatest. So this is the first thing that I'm putting in my pan. I'm also going to be putting in my Mario Badescu. This is the facial spray with aloe, herbs, and rose water. Again, this is something that I forget to use. It is a little bit older in my collection. One of the reasons that I forget to use it is I really don't like the sprayer on it. It comes out a little bit more harshly than to the other setting sprays that I have in my collection. But I do want to go ahead and get use out of this. So right now the line is right there, right at the top of the label, essentially. Okay, so I have a primer. This is my Becca. This is the First Light Priming Filter. I've made really good progress on this. I just want to be able to use it up. I'm one of those people that when I get something new, I want to start using it. So I've got so many like half-used products in my collection, and I really just want to kind of work through them. So right now, I am right about here. So this one, I mean, I see no reason why a lot of these products can't be done in an entire year. When we get to my powder products, those are going to be a little bit more sketchy, I'm sure. So I do have a foundation. This is my Neutrogena Hydro Boost Hydrating Tint. It's hard to tell because it clings strangely to the bottle, but I am right about here. I really want to get this used up. It's more than a year old at this point. I don't really like it. It feels lovely on the skin. It goes on nicely. It's just not an ideal color match for me. It leans much more yellow than what I personally like. I am a very neutral skin tone. And that's kind of difficult to find at the drugstore, to find something that's both light enough and neutral. This is just a touch dark and leans very yellow. So I'm looking to finish this up. I also have another foundation. This is by Tarte. This is the Empowered Hybrid Gel Foundation. This is Fair Light Neutral. This is also a bit dark on me. I know that they have come out with lighter shades since I purchased this. I purchased this over a year ago. No, I did purchase it in 2017, but still, it is hitting that year mark, and I haven't used nearly as much of it as I should have. So right now, I am right about there, and I just want to finish it up by the end of the year so that it doesn't go bad on me. I also have a powder. This is by Becca. This is the Golden Hour Soft Light Blurring Powder. Don't like this powder. This is going in my pan kind of for the same reason that the foundations are, is so that I can actually use them up and get my money's worth from them, because I just, for one reason or another, don't really like them. I feel like this powder sits heavy on my skin. I don't really like it to set my makeup. The only time that I really use it is just kind of almost by itself or with a very, very light tinted moisturizer, and that's generally going to be on the weekends. So we'll see how it goes. I measured it and it's right about there. Sorry, it's very reflective. So I'm hoping that I can get that finished up. On to, I have this by Benefit. This is the Bravo. It's a conditioner for your eyebrows. It's supposed to help them grow thicker and longer. I have super sparse eyebrows because I am a product of the 90s, and I tweezed them to death and they stopped growing back because that's what happens. So I bought this to help with that whole situation. I didn't find that it worked very well, and I forget to use it. It's just it comes out of this little tip here. You run it through your brows. So I'm hoping that by putting it in this project, I can remember to use it and get it out of my collection and get my money's worth from it. I do have a couple of lip products. I do have this by Lorac. This is one of their Lip Luster glosses. I've had this for far too long. But I love it. I use this on top of liquid lipsticks a lot. So when I wear liquid lipsticks to work and throughout the day, after lunch they tend to get a little bit dry. They wear away in the center rather than trying to reapply and then having to deal with them. A lot of times it can get really crumbly and heavy and weird. I'll just pop a lip gloss over it. It no longer becomes transfer proof at that point, but by that time, you know, I've only got a few hours left at work, so it's not a big deal. And this is one of the ones that I love for it. It is super sparkly. It looks really pink, but it's not. Let me swatch a little bit of it for you. It has a brush tip, which for What I use it for is my preference, because I don't have to worry as much about the lipstick getting into it and kind of contaminating the rest of the bottle with color. So yeah, you can't see it at all because it's clear, just full of shimmer. So really, really like this stuff, but it is an older product in my collection, so I do want to get it out. And this is the line for it right there. I have 3 other lip products. I know, this is where the ambitious side of me comes in, but I feel good about them. So this is by Revlon. This is one of their Colorburst lip butters in shade 40 Red Velvet. I've had this for a really long time, so I do want to use it up. And I think I probably can. There's not too terribly much left. And I really do absolutely love this lip color. That is what it looks like there. So especially being January, when, you know, darker lips are a little bit more acceptable, I think I will be able to use through this and get it out of my collection, which will be exciting. I've only ever finished either 1 or 2 lipsticks. So again, it's silly to be excited by these types of things, but I will be very excited if I can get this used up. I did mark it on the cap. So again, I'm going to try to insert close-ups of all of these things because I know it's hard to see. So I'm just going to measure everything against the caps. Now, 2 that are far more ambitious. This is the Revlon. This is one of their, what is this called? I know it's an Ultra HD, but what is the actual... Yeah, it just says Revlon Ultra HD lipstick. This is in the color 710 Desert, just HD Desert. And it's really a beautiful, beautiful color. And it is neutral enough and nude enough that I feel like I can get through this in a year, right? This I should be able to do. So it's basically full. When I roll it all the way down, like, you can still see it right there. So I have marked it on the cap, just as I did the other ones. You probably can't see that at all, but yeah, so this is definitely more ambitious, as is this product right here. This is Neutrogena Moisture Smooth Color Stick. This is in the shade 60 Soft Raspberry. Again, all I've done is worn away. It had an exposed kind of crayon tip, but it's still got a good amount left in it. But again, it's a soft color, it's a neutral color. Oh, I'm sorry, let me swatch this one and the other one for you. So this is the Neutrogena one right there. It's just kind of a soft pink with just a little bit of frosty shimmer to it. And then the Revlon one is more of a kind of brownie neutral kind of color. It is on the warmer side. So again, I think I'll be able to make some really good progress on these. I would love to be able to use them up, but I may be just a little over ambitious with these. We'll see. I have a concealer. So this is my Maybelline Instant Age Rewind. I am in the shade Fair. I really like this stuff. I forgot to use it as I purchased other things, so it is a little bit older. It does have a sponge tip, so you can't really clean it. I want to use this up as quickly as possible because I just don't want it to expire. I think I'll be able to do okay. This is where I am right now. This one is a cheap product. It's going to be a lot easier than some of the others because it is almost done, but I wanted to have a win in there. This is the Smashbox 24-Hour Photo Finish Shadow Primer. It is like, I'm afraid to even like try to push the air out because it'll just push product out and then I'll be screwed. But I think I'll be able to finish this one up pretty quickly. All right, getting in on the home stretch here. This product I bought because I thought that it would help with, I've got a lot of redness in my cheeks. This is by Algenist. This is the Reveal Concentrated Color Correcting Drops. This is in the shade green. It on my skin is really just more gray than anything, so I don't really like it, but it was not an inexpensive product, so I do want to work through it. It's basically full. So I'm going to see how far I can get into those. I have a face mask. I love this face mask. That is not why it's in here. I want to make sure that I'm using it. I forget to mask. I just have so much other stuff going on that I never think about it. So I wanted to put this in because I love it so much and I want to make sure to use it. It is about there. Yeah. So it has quite a few uses left in it. It is a little bit on the older side, so I do want to make sure that I'm getting good usage out of there. Oh, here comes the ambition. Here comes the ambition. So I have a bronzer in here. This is my Too Faced Milk Chocolate Soleil bronzer. I've had this forever. This is years old. And as much as I would like to say that I want to use it up, I want to at least hit pan on it because I feel like that is more attainable. So that is what it looks like right now. You can kind of start to see the indent of the pan underneath, so I feel like that's a positive. But I go in with such a light hand when it comes to both bronzer and blush. Who knows? Speaking of face products, this is basically brand new. This is by Becca. This is one of the highlighters in Opal. It's beautiful. It's stunning. I have two that are this size, plus I have Opal in a face palette. I just really want to hit pan. I don't think there's any way I'm going to be able to use this up in a year because there are other products that I also like to use. So that's kind of the other thing here is I don't want to force myself to only use these products because I will get bored and I'll get annoyed and then it'll just be a failure. So that's why I say I want to just at least hit pan because I feel like that would be really exciting. And the same is true for my little bitty eyeshadow palette. This is by Tarte. This is the Double Duty Beauty Amazonian Clay Palette in Young, Wild, and Free. I want to hit pan in at least one of these shades, with the exception, I'm not going to count this one right here called Simple Life. This is just an all-over kind of cream color that I feel like would be too easy. So I want to hit pan in at least one of the other shades. They don't look used at all and I've had this forever. So again, that's why this is in this project. Alright, so those are the 18 products that I have in my project pan. I'm really excited to be going on this journey with you guys. I know it was kind of a long video just because I was introducing both the project as well as the kind of dollar amount goals that I have for myself. As far as updates go, I'm going to do Project Pan updates every other month, I think. That way you'll be able to see the progress that I've made or possibly not made. And then as far as the dollar amount updates, I'm going to do those with my empties videos, and I plan to do those every quarter. So that should be super exciting. Thank you so much for spending some time with me. I'd love to know if you're doing a project pan this year, if there's anything that you're working on, so definitely let me know down in the comments. Subscribe before you leave and give me a thumbs up if you've enjoyed this video, and I will see you next time. Bye!